place where we can go and be alone. So come away with me, nobody has to know where we gonna go.
Thanks for joining us on another road trip where we head 3 hours north of Sydney, inland from Taree to a place near Wingham, New South Wales. We found a fantastic place on Hipcamp that turns out to be such a gem. We have another special announcement. Hope you sit tight. Here we go. So we're just driving into the little town of Wingham in the Manning Valley. We were sitting around last night thinking, oh, let's find somewhere to go. And because it's the middle of the school holidays, a lot of places are pretty busy, and I found a Hipcamp that only takes one campsite booking. So we've booked that, and it's not far from Wingham, New South Wales, on the north coast. Anyway, we're going to go into town, and we're just deciding whether we stop for lunch or go and unhitch the caravan at the property. But we're coming close to lunch finishing, so we don't want to miss out on a pub lunch, do we? Never. So we chose this location because of the weather. It's supposed to be sunny for the next 3 days. And there's the glorious pub, the Australian Hotel. Looks pretty good. Looks lovely. Here we are having a little light lunch. Oh my God, this is a test for my missing gallbladder. Oops, I went for the lamb cutlets. That looks like it might kill me. And look at Steve's pork belly. This is at Wingham, the Australian Hotel. That is the biggest bit of pork belly I've ever seen in my life.
Ridiculous.
Anyway, feeling pretty country here. We're sitting in the sunshine.
Yep. You're going straight to the chemist after this.
I've left all my endone at home. No, anyway, I've got a big meal planned too. But anyway, I think we'll be eating late. What do we say, Stevie?
Bon appetiti.
Well, the pub was fantastic, and so far we've survived our delicious lunch. Look how wide these country streets are. Very good. I better get off so I don't get hit. Anyway, we're just going to go and check out the local op shop, and apparently there's an awesome butcher down the road, so we might go and see what they have. So we're heading out of Wingham, and it was a lovely little town. We went to the butcher and we picked up some supplies that we're going to take home as well. I love country butchers. Anyway, I've bought some lamb that I'm going to be cooking tonight, so I'll tell you about that when we're closer to it. But we need a break from eating because lunch was superb, very filling and hearty. It is stunning countryside here, so we are very close to Barrington Tops. So the hills are quite peaky in parts.
They are.
They are. Anyway, we're about a minute away from the entrance to where we've got to go, and we have been told it could be a little bit wet and slushy, and Steve said, oh, I hope so. Alrighty, so this is the entrance to our Hipcamp. Already Steve is very excited. It's very slushy. Oh. Haven't put tyres down. See how it goes. But anyway, this is all part of the adventure. Hopefully that gate's open enough for you to pass there. The countryside is so lush because New South Wales has just had a flogging lately of wet weather, and yeah, the landscape is loving it. So you don't come here if you don't have a four-wheel drive. We did forget our fishing rods, which we've actually got all the tackle,
Yep.
but no rod. And we went to the op shop to see if we could find some, and no, they didn't have any. Worth a little sticky beak. Almost bought a couple of cocktail glasses, but haven't unpacked all our stuff for our home from our reno, so I've forgotten what we actually own.
left or do we go right?
You have to go straight ahead.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, on the puddle. I think left. So apparently this is an electric fence. And Steve said I have to work out how to open it. Okay, so this is what we've got. I think I just touched this knot, the wire. Yay! No shock at all. And we venture on. Imagine the river's right where all those trees are.
Here's the toilet.
Oh, that little
Shed
corrugated
there.
shed.
Yeah. And that you wash your hands at that little tank.
So if you don't have a toilet, you can come here. Thankfully we've got our little ensuite, so we don't have to rely on that, but it looks like it's lovely. Very Australian.
There's the river.
Oh wow, it's nice and wide.
We can get down there.
Ooh, I like this one. So this is Riverside Camp. It does say Wingham, but the actual suburb is, what was it? Killawarra, which is only like 5 to 7 minutes out of town. Wow, we can go anywhere along here, she said.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good to me. And no one, school holidays. This is,
Well, yeah, we're the only ones to have it.
yeah. I mean, I think you can bring your friends, like groups of friends, but there's no other campers that you don't know here. I think the other thing is about, like in a hip camp, I feel quite safe knowing that this is someone's property. You know, sometimes in those free camps that we go to that might be in the Belangolo State Forest, you do get the heebie-jeebies. He's just doing his own thing. Anyway, let's have a look around. So we're just having a look, and it looks fantastic, guys. I'll put the link up on Hipcamp as to where we are, and it's just one site booking. So if you like your privacy and you like to fly fish, this is the place. This is so good. Bit of firewood, she said, feel free to find your own or just use what's here, but we've also bought some. Got to be prepared. And here we are. We found our lovely location right by the river, and we're a long way from where the owner's house is. Now, what would you pay for this? I know that people have a problem with paying for hip camps at times, but we get our fair share of free camps. So when it comes to paying for a hip camp, we can justify it. This one was actually $48 a night, but we have this whole area to ourselves.
If you're paying, you'll pay a little bit more because it's yours.
Yeah, and you also, they provide a toilet here. Not all hip camps provide a loo. Mind you, we've got our own anyway, but yeah, look, this is perfect. We're happy to do that. Don't forget Gibbo's Road Trip Adventures. If you like our content, please consider subscribing. Apparently only 20% of people watching are actually subscribing. This really is lovely. I think it'd be wonderful to come here in summertime. Mind you, we're warm enough this afternoon. We could actually go for a dip. Anyway, we'll see what we feel like tomorrow. There are loads of stones too I could be painting on, but someone commented on my last video to stop painting the stones, so I didn't bring my paints away. I feel a bit sad about that actually. I could see myself relaxing tomorrow, but I'll find another way. Okay, this is a little strange, but I'm going to be out of this shot because I want you to look at my darling over there with his fire. He's getting the coals ready because I am going to make some bread roll damper And I'm just going to make this up. I should have bought some butter, but I've only got this one, which is good for your cholesterol, so it should be a good thing. Anyway, I've got wholemeal flour because I think it sounds healthier. And I'm just going to put in half of this, which will be 500 Gs. Whoop, like that. And then I'm just going to sprinkle some on a board because I'm going to be kneading later. And while my hands are yucky, it may as well do that now. Then to that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. Like that. I'm going to add in, this is a little satchel of yeast, and I'm only going to pop in probably half of that. So, whoop, I think that's about half. And then I don't like to use salt, but I am going to just put a little bit in. I think it makes a difference when you're making bread. So just a little bit of salt. And then with my butter, Marge, I'm going to put in 20 grams, which is about a tablespoon, like that. And then, oh, before I do that, I'm just going to mix my dry ingredients up there. I am going to rub this butter into my flour. Okay, so that's all rubbed in. I actually added another tablespoon of butter. Anyway, I'm just using a flat butter knife, and I'm just going to work through my flour till it becomes pliable. So I'll just keep adding water as I go. Anyway, I'm going to put my hands in this now and just see how that feels. All right, I think it's time to move it over onto the flour board. Okay, so I have my dough, and what I'm going to do is pop it in this bowl, cover it with Glad wrap, and I'm going to let it rest for about 30 minutes. Now it's getting cooler. I might move this over by the fire. If it isn't rising properly, I can preheat a camp oven and you can pop it in there. Anyway, we'll see how we go just with the Glad wrap on it. Okay, so we've put some lamb chops in here. The butcher cut them up for us and he threw the bones in. So we told him we were making a stew and he said throw the bones in, the marrow will come out and add extra flavour. So what I'm just doing here, I've put olive oil into the camp oven and I'm just searing the meat. Now, I don't normally cook straight in the camp oven, but because it's a stew, I think it's going to taste delicious this way. So what I'm doing is, it's getting dark, so I'm going to try and hurry up. I've got some celery that I've chopped up, and I've chopped up 2 carrots, so I'm going to throw that in. Now, when you were searing like meat, you probably would sear some onion with it, but I haven't got onion. I've decided not to have it with this. I'm just going to put a good heaped tablespoon in there of Keen's curry. I'm going to pop in similar of beef stock. I'm also going to pop in a big lot of garlic, which is minced. I'll also pop in some ginger. So this is a lovely beef stew, really easy. What I'll do is...
Might be even a lamb stew.
Oh, it's lamb. I always do that, don't I? Anyway, I've got some cumin, so I'm just going to sprinkle that much in there. And then, should have had coriander in one of these. Turn it upside down. I'm losing daylight. Oh, I might put a bit of pepper. Oh, there's coriander there. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of coriander and a bit of cracked pepper in my little pill jar, like that. And then I am going to add some butter beans and some brown lentils, which I rinse thoroughly. Now, you know, legumes can make you a bit windy, but if you wash off the slime that comes with them, it does help. And then I've got a can of diced tomatoes, so I'm just going to throw that in. It really is a delicious stew. And I might just use my jug of water just to wash that. Oop. And pop in, oh, that's probably half a cup. Tip that in there. and then mix it all up. Now, so there you have it. That's how you put a stew together. Thank you. So these are my little bread rolls that I made. I've still got half the dough I've wrapped in plastic, and I'll probably do something with it tomorrow. Yeah, I've just placed it. Steve's cut me a lovely circle, as you can see from the baking paper, that possibly will catch fire. I'm going to put the lid on, and hopefully these will rise a little bit more before we start baking them. We haven't put our stew on yet, but I think we'll do that now. That'll take a lot longer than these bread rolls will. Anyway, I just wanted to show you. There you go. Okay, so we're half an hour in cooking our stew now. And, you know, I can't say how long this recipe would take because it all depends on your coals. How you going there? Having a little look.
No, it smells fantastic.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
It's got liquid, and hopefully if my bread rolls turn out, that'll be lovely to soak all that up. Yum, yum, bubble gum. That looked like quite a lot of meat. That was 3 lamb chops. Okay, one little look to see. Oh, there is a little bit. They're almost joined.
Is that what you want?
Well, I expected them to, but I mean, it is winter time. Okay, those coals are so hot. I just had to move back.
I'll put the tiniest bit of heat underneath.
Yeah.
We want this to work like an oven.
That's right.
And cook from the top.
I mean, a lot of things we cook with the camp ovens, but if you don't have one, I mean, you could use the recipes in your home oven or your hooded barbecue.
Well, yeah.
It's just that camp ovens.
Camp oven is just like is an oven.
Is an oven, and the flavour though that it produces is incredible. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. We're going to check these bread rolls out. Please, please, please.
Yep.
Do something. Ooh!
They're looking pretty good. They need more.
Yeah, they need more. And remember, they're wholemeal. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And remember that the lid is really hot that I'm holding.
Oops. So what do you think?
Oh, the taste is amazing. The lamb and the spices in the stew is awesome. The bread rolls are fantastic. Love it.
Yeah, me too. And listen to that water running. Anyway, I'm going to finish my meal. I just thought I better report how good it is, because it is pretty good. Give it a go. I am going to add this one and those bread rolls into volume 2. So, yeah, if you want to get a good collection of some of our recipes, have a look at the link in the description.
So that little camp oven had the stew in it. I just scraped out the stew with wooden spatula and a bit of Viva, and that's because it's seasoned, it doesn't stick.
Yeah, look at that.
And then that can just be treated with canola oil.
That's right, because you don't wash it in soapy water.
No.
You just use canola spray. Clean off the ash and spray it, then use your paper towel to wipe over and pop it back in your bag. That's all you have to do, if you like. And this one, all we have to do is clean it up from the ash that was on the outside because of your lovely circle you cut.
Bit of canola spray on the outside will stop it rusting.
Yeah. Well, good morning. It's a glorious winter's day. Steve's cooking us a little light breakfast. It's all about food today, I think. We are not going anywhere at this stage. So I thought I'd prep lunch, and for lunch I'm going to do a curried zucchini soup. And I'll just show you, this is a really easy and healthy recipe. I've got one absolutely humongous zucchini, 2 carrots and a large potato. I'm just going to dice them so So just click my fingers and presto, all my veggies are cut. I've popped them in this pot with 2 cups of water. I've put 2 teaspoons of Keen's curry paste. This I've been having for all my life. My mum used to cook with it and I cook with it too. I've put 1 teaspoon of chicken stock in, and I've put 1 teaspoon of minced garlic in, as well as some pepper. So yeah, what I'm going to do is boil that on our gas cooker. I have bought my blender stick, and I'll be using our inverter later to blend this up once the veggies are gone tender. Anyway, that is a really delicious curried zucchini soup. Okay, so Steve's just cutting some firewood that he found, and the owners are quite happy for us to burn what we can find. You remember the bread rolls I made last night? Well, this is the leftover dough, and I had it just wrapped in Glad Wrap, and it has actually risen. Now, I could make some little bread rolls to go with our soup for lunch, but I thought I'd try something different. I didn't plan this. I'll just pop that in there. So what I'm going to do with that is smash it down, and then I thought about making some pastry twists, and to that I'm going to add a few little flavours. And normally I have Parmesan cheese with me because I quite often cook with that, but instead I have some tasty cheese slices that I've just diced finely, and I'm going to add that to my smash down. Actually, I'll just do this now. That's just needy a little bit. So I'm going to add my cheese. I've also got my little herb thing in. I thought, what can I put in there? I'm going to put some Italian herbs in it. So I'll just sprinkle some of those in. And what else? Oh, I've got cracked pepper. I think I'll do some cracked pepper. Anyway, these will be really nice savoury pastry twists when I'm finished. So I'll get to kneading that, mixing it together, and then I'll get to the next stage of what I think I need to do to create these. Awesome, look at that firewood. Fabulous, we're going to have a good fire tonight. Okay, so what I'm doing is just rolling my pastry into these long tubes, and then I'm going to try and plait them. Let's see how I go. Alrighty, so I've made similar size rolls with my pastry, and all I'm going to do is try and now just twist them together like this, and then press them down at the end so they join. So that's what you've got there. So what I'll do is place it in my little foil tray. I'm going to ask Steve nicely if when it's time for lunch, he'll bake these in the hooded camp, oh not camp oven, the hooded barbecue. But wait, there's more. Got one more prep to do, and then I can chill, or we can play a game of something. What I'm going to do is a very easy dip, and this is one of my boys' absolute favourite dips, and it's the good old French onion dip. And many of you have probably already made this, but I thought it was worth adding to possibly my cookbook, so my boys can have that forever. What it is a tub of sour cream. This one's got 300 grams. I think I normally would buy the big one and put about 400 G's in, but I'm just going to do this one, and this is light, so it must be low fat and good for you. So I bought the light one. Then I'm going to get some mayonnaise, and you put about a bit less than half of a cup in there. Mix that in. And to that, I've got your cheap, oh, somebody's ringing. We have a little bit of service here. French onion soup. Alrighty, it was a wrong number. Anyway, yeah, I've got my French onions soup mix. Woo! And pop that in. So 3 ingredients, that's all it is. Mix this together, and the reason I'm making it now, which is morning time, is to put it in the fridge, because once it sets, it's even better. And serve it with potato chips or carrot sticks, celery sticks, to be healthier. Anyway, just mix it in, and that is how simple it is. And there you have it, my French onion dip. So I'm going to put this little bad boy in the fridge to set, but yeah, just serve it with some chippies. It's a really easy happy hour that we will wait for. It's too early now.
I know a place where we can go and be alone. So come away with me, nobody has to know where we gonna go. I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me, to run away with me. Don't tell your friends, we'll let them know we're safe later.
Oh dear, there's not much to do but relax.
Which is hard to take.
And I wanted to mention, we now both have one of these books, My Father's Life and My Mother's Life. So I thought this is a perfect time that we can talk through our history. And the thing I think is important is my dad did a autobiography, and when he passed away, it was so wonderful to have all that information to put into his eulogy. So a little tip out there, maybe if your kids give you these, or whether you just go and buy them and write a little life story about yourself, because it'll help your kids later on. Anyway, it's a little tip, and hopefully we don't
Have to use them too soon.
exactly right. Anyway, I'm going for a little walk, go and have a look at these cows that are in the next paddock. It's a beautiful day. So this property didn't recommend for vans over 5 metres. So you probably have to chat to the owner if you have a large caravan or big RV actually. And this is what, you know, it is a bit of 4-wheel driving. You do need a 4-wheel drive. They said they had someone turn up recently in an all-wheel drive. And yeah, they would have struggled. So we're just going to walk up. This is the road that you come down. I think the toilet is just up there. So we're going to go and have a little look.
I know a place where we can go and be alone.
And here we are. This is where the toilet is, up on the hill.
It's a flushing toilet.
Oh,
Very posh.
there you go. With toilet paper and a little bit of a spray. Keep it clean.
The mirror.
There you go. You can see if you're beautiful or not. You really have complete privacy. Other than a neighbour's shed on the hill, there's no one around. and the owners are quite happy for you to camp anywhere, whether it be by the river or even up here on the ridge. If you needed the toilet, you could take advantage of the winter sunshine, although you could possibly get a breeze up there as well. But plenty of places to choose from. It's a beautiful property.
We're safe, let her on. The road is calling, sun on our skin, sleeping under stars when it's gone. I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me. To run away with me. To run away with me. To run away with me.
So it's lunchtime and I've brought my soup to the boil. I'm now just going to simmer it till it's completely cooked, and then I'll use my blending stick to make it all one consistency. And Stevie has put the bread twists in the barbecue. Yeah, we've put it on a trivet so it doesn't burn on the bottom, and we'll check it in 10 to 15 minutes, I think. And I'm using our Old Faithful. We've had this for 30 years at least.
It seems to grow a year each time you mention
Oh,
it.
well, how long do you think we've had that one?
Well, be close to that, yeah.
Yeah, well, since the kids were little, and our eldest is 29 this year, so, and still going strong. And the gas little bottles, what do we call them? Butane, are only like $2.50. And we're not draining power from the caravan, so I'm still happy to cook with gas, and I can sit outside and enjoy where we are. So we've had a lovely relaxing afternoon. Steve's getting the fire going. And he's going to have a swim. Here we go. That looks like a pretty strong stream. Is it fresh?
It's lovely. It is July.
Is it nipply?
A little bit.
Can you feel your feet?
Yep. Just. Be good for the soul.
And he's off. Not too far. Is it just pebbles underneath?
Yep.
Sandy?
No, pebbles.
Oh, you got shoes on, so you can manage it better.
Yeah.
That's lovely, darling.
It was lovely.
Lovely. Good on you. I still have stitches from my operation that was just under 2 weeks ago, so I can't go in.
So what was it in there, for 5 or 10 minutes?
I know. Yeah, you were there for hours. Look at that little house on the prairie. I love it. Or Riverside, I should say. This is a beautiful location. And I do think it was worth the money to have no one near us during the school holidays. I think this place would be brilliant for summertime. You could actually put like a crash mat and tie it to a tree and just hang out in the water. Lovely. Well, I've got a little treat I'm going to put together for later tonight, but I'm going to prep before it gets dark. I find it so hard to try and do something when the sun sets. Also, it eats into your happy hour time. So I'm going to create some delicious like dessert treats. So I'll show you. I'll just set up. I've got two really sweet treats, and I know people have been enjoying the sweet things that we cook here when we're traveling. And I went to my freezer, and guess what I've still got? some hot cross buns. Anyway, I'm going to call this Marg's buns. And what I'm going to do with them, remember the old furry friends? Well, you can still buy these. I bought these from our local Coles. So I'm going to get a furry friend. Whoop. I have done this before a long time ago, but it was on a family video, so you wouldn't be seeing that one. And I used the Audi single blocks. They were a bit thicker. So I've got my chocolate, and I'm just going to place it on my hot cross bun. Get another one there. And what goes well with chocolate is marshmallows. Or marshmallows. There you go. So I'm just going to get a few. Open that up. Marshmallows. And pop them in here. Like that. And then I'm going to wrap this up in the foil that I've got here. And we're going to cook that in the camp oven later. I'll just make sure that it makes a big gooey mess. That's probably overdosing on the marshmallows. And then put your top on. Oops. I did this with like a 6 together the first time I did this. Anyway, I'm just going to wrap that up. We don't have any more foil. Oops, they all fell out there. That's not supposed to happen. Oops, stay there. So I've just got to try and use what I've got here. Tip that up. Like that. It's not really covering it, but anyway, I'll work on that later. That looks good. Okay, second treat is the old faithful puff. I can't believe how much you can do with puff pastry. And I've bought some of this. I found this when I was doing my click and collect order from Coles. A Lifesavers block of chocolate. And it's fruit tingle. So I'm going to call this one Fruit Tingle Scroll. Let me just open this up. Oh, come on, little guy. There he is. So with that, I'm putting 3 blocks of chocolate. Oh, I forgot to say, I cut it down the center and I cut it down 2 times in the middle. So I've got 6 rectangles. So I put my chocolate. Now, the thing that's a bit naughty here is that 1 block is not enough. You actually need to have 2 blocks of chocolate. So I have a second block. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get the edge and roll that in. Get that edge and roll that one in. Whoops, I think this block of chocolate is quite thick. All right, and then I'm going to turn these up like that. So that's my scroll. And so for that, I am then just going to place it there and we're going to bake them like that. And there you go. There's my little chocolate scrolls or fruit tingle scrolls that we're going to bake in the camp oven later tonight. We've got the fire, we've got the birds singing, the sun's going down, and it's absolutely magic here. I just wanted to say thank you so much for the response for our first digital cookbook. I seriously has been blown away and humbled. And I've been sort of stuck at home for a while, and I've put all my energy into getting more recipes out. I can't believe over the years how many different things we've cooked. And I am happy to say that by the time I release this video, I will have volume 2 available to download. Now, if you download on your phone, if you're looking for it, I did have a friend's mum purchase one and she wasn't quite sure where it went. But if you search for your files, and I'll put the little file folder up here now, it's an app on your phone. You should have a digital copy. So wherever you go, it's downloaded to your phone. You can retrieve it. And you also get a copy sent to your email address, so then you can print it out. What I've done, I've actually printed mine out, and I've bought a plastic sleeve folder, and now that I've got a second one going, I think I've got more than 20 in the next one, that you can just keep adding to it. So yeah, from Officeworks I actually bought a 40-page plastic sleeve, so we'll see how we go. We might need more than that. But anyway, it's good. You can either not worry about carrying something around with you when you camp, or just keep it on your phone. And I've kept it reasonably priced, I think, but I have to pay a few administration fees for using the website and also PayPal. Yeah, anyway, I'm excited that they're all coming together, and if I have a photo, I've been able to put a recipe in, and if you loved Volume 1, you are going to really be happy with Volume 2. Anyway. Good morning, Killawarra, which is just 5 minutes out of Wingham and inland from Taree. Thought I should mention that just to give you a bearing. It's pack up day today, always sad. Wish we had a limited time just to explore, but we'll take what we can get. Anyway, I'll show you how last night's dessert turned out right now. So we didn't feel like eating our dessert last night, but this is the fruit tingle scrolls. Now they didn't turn out exactly as I was hoping. I'd probably use a different block of chocolate. The Darrell chocolate was quite wide compared to normal Cadbury chocolate. So, and I might even only just put 2 squares in because the chocolate did ooze out a bit, which did make a lovely mess, but once left hard you had chocolate. But they don't look too bad, sprinkled with a little bit of icing sugar. Anyway, we can have them later on. Now the hot cross buns, they were devoured. They were so sweet. It was too much for me. But anyway, I know that my kids liked them when I cooked them once before, and I thought I would just try that again. Anyway, there you go. My fruit tingle scrolls. So we've just come into the local antique shop at Wingham, just for a little bit of a nostalgic wander. Steve said this could be trouble, but no, we've just renovated our home, but this is all very dark wood, wouldn't go. Anyway, we'll see what we can find. So we walk away without anything. I almost bought a really awesome railway sign, which I thought was $24, but it was $195. I really need to wear my glasses. Anyway, we're off to get some brunch somewhere here in Wingham. Just at a cafe called
Bent on Food.
Bent on Food. Look at that. I've got chili corn cakes.
Corn fritters?
Oh, corn fritters, sorry. Yeah, chili. Look at that. That looks fantastic. And they have lots of different sauces and spices here. And I must say, Alex Lloyd is playing here on the 21st of July, 2024. Oh, wow. So this is a lovely place to come for brunch. Bent on Food, and they've won heaps of awards, and they've got lots of lovely homemade relishes and sauces. Yeah, Wingham, lovely little surprise. So we're just coming into the showground here at Wingham, and apparently you can camp, book in on arrival at the caretaker's office, it says. There's also a dump point here, so that's why we're coming just to visit and have a little look. Plenty of bins for your rubbish. Is there showers, do you know?
I'm not sure.
No doubt there's toilets to use. There's also lots of walks and waterfalls and things nearby. So if you do decide to come here, check out what's on and what's around. And they do have live music at the pub. Friday night they had a band playing, and you could stay here and they have a courtesy bus, so that could be a bit of fun, or just walk into town from the showground. It's a lovely showground. Not quite sure where you can camp. There's lots of spots that we choose, but I don't know if the caretaker tells you where to go. We have so much mud on our car, you can't see. It's on the windows. Coming out of where we stayed, it was a little bit slushy due to so much rain lately. Look at that beautiful blue sky day. Been very lucky this weekend. Just stopping for a pumpkin. I just wanted to grab one of these big ones. How much are the large ones?
It's written on $6.
Oh, okay, $6. Wow. I've got a squash for $2 and the big pumpkin for $6. Going to make some pumpkin soup when I get home. Well, I think we'll finish our video here. Check that mud out. And yeah, hopefully you are subscribing so you find out where we head off to next. Anyway, thanks for watching.